Hey, a brand new episode of the Happy Productive Podcast is about to begin. It's time to be inspired by simple and actionable solutions for you and your business. If you're an established entrepreneur or just laying down the first brick of your future empire, the mantra is the same. We will flip any failure into a positive and use it to our advantage. This show is all about turning coal into diamonds. With the right plan and mindset, anything is possible. I'm Jennifer Dawn, your host, business coach, and founder of Best Planner Ever, and I'm here to help you achieve all your ambitious goals. Success is closer than you think. Let's do this. Hey everybody, Jennifer Dawn here. Welcome to the Happy Productive Podcast. I have to tell you, I'm testing a new platform today, and I think we might be live streaming now out to YouTube and also to Facebook, I think. I don't know. We'll check after we're done. But we've switched to a new recording platform, so if I mess the whole thing up, apologies, but this is how progress happens, right? We just have to get out there and test some stuff. So today's episode is a solo episode, no guest today, because this is a topic that's been in my heart for some time that I really wanted to share with you guys today. And it's just been in my head and in my heart. It's completely unscripted. Maybe I should have taken some time to sit down and write out a script, but I really just wanted to speak from the heart today. And what I want to talk about is exhaustion and also burnout. A few months ago, I don't even know exactly how many, but a few months ago, I'd actually gone through a bit of burnout, and I sent out an email to our list, and I was really shocked at the response of people who were very grateful that I had shared the words that I had shared about this episode of burnout that I have gone through. I'm feeling very, very good now, but I certainly wasn't several months ago. And what happened was that I decided that I was going to start a marketing agency. And honestly, it really just came from in my business as a business coach, seeing so many of my clients struggle with their marketing. And even personally, I was struggling with our marketing for our company in that, I hired this branding agency and they represented themselves as an agency who would help several larger name coaches in my field, people I'd heard of. And, they sought me out. I didn't seek them out. And they, proposed this great branding package, and it was many thousands of dollars. I signed up for it, and it was a complete flop. They did a terrible job, an absolutely terrible, terrible job. I did fight them and got half of my money back, you guys. So that is possible. If you get taken by one of these companies, that you can fight it and hopefully get some of your money back as well. But this is not the first agency that I have tested and tried and found them to be very, very lacking. They sometimes will charge a lot of money, but they don't deliver a lot of service. And this is part of what caused me, seeing myself go through it and seeing my clients go through it. It caused me to be like, okay, I've had enough of this and I'm going to solve this problem. And so we launched a marketing agency for our business coaching clients. And we now do all online marketing. So when I say launched a marketing agency, that sounds kind of like, oh, okay, that sounds cute. But there's a lot of moving parts there. When you start developing websites, doing SEO, email marketing, building email funnels, social media, paid traffic, like this is one of the things as a business coach, I know where the gaps are. And so if we're going to do marketing, we're going to do marketing. We're going to do it 100%, and we're not going to have gaps, and we're not going to pay to have funnels built and then not know how to drive paid traffic to those funnels. So they just sit there. It's like, I bought a Ferrari, but it doesn't have any gas. And so knowing what those holes are, I knew that if we were going to create an agency, we had to do it the right way. And so I was so motivated to do this, and I just dove into it, and I started working, 10, 12-hour days very, very consistently for probably 6 to 8 months. And even one of my team members on the team, she was like, Jennifer, you created a marketing agency in like 6 months. I'm like, oh, we did. I didn't even realize. I was just like problem solving and really focused. And I just put my head down and I went to work. And I'm one of those people, you guys, work ethic is just sort of in my bones. And I don't have to like make myself sit down and work. I have to make myself get up because I love to just put my head down and go. The problem was I put my head down and I went, and I went for, 6 to 8 months, somewhere around in that time frame. And then when I looked up, because my plan had been, work through winter. So we started this in October, November of last year. work through winter so that when it gets warmer and, spring hits and you want to be outside, you're going to be able to go out and do that. But I was so buried in just like working, working, working. I literally created the habit of only working. And so when I finally did put my head up, I realized, holy crap, I'm really exhausted. And I literally, you guys, had to Google burnout, to Google it, because I'm like, why do I feel like I don't want to go to work? Why do I feel like I want to cry? Why do I just feel like, oh my gosh, I can't handle it anymore? Like, why am I having all this emotion? And for me, not wanting to work, that felt very foreign. And so I Googled it. And sure enough, one of the things around burnout is working, a lot over an extended period of time. And I was like, holy cow, I think this is actually what's happening, what's going on with me. And so once I realized, I really and truly took immediate action because I knew I had to do something. And everything that we had built was so wonderful and it was going in such a great direction, but it wasn't done. And when you have a business, nothing's ever completely done. You're always improving. And I realized, this is a very critical time of getting this going that I can't just now, decide I got to go take 6 months off. Like it's not a possibility. But I knew that I had to get that burnout under control. And so my husband, thankfully, really supported me through this. And he was like, hey, go take a few days. And I did. I took a 4-day weekend at the beach. And I had to work a little from down there, but I basically really took those 4 days to look at my schedule, look at my time, figure out where I'm going to back off, where I'm going to say no, what am I going to do here to actually start changing the way I work. I did a coaching session with one of my coaches, and he knew on my goals, one of my overall goals was to work fewer hours. And in our coaching session, he'd said something to me that was so powerful and it really stuck with me. And he basically called me out on my crap. And he said, Jennifer, I know on your goals that you have a goal to work fewer hours every week. However, you are not in the mindset of a person who works less. And that was so hard to hear, you guys, that I wasn't in the right mindset because I do so much to be in the right mindset. And when I'm not, I've gotten fairly good at recognizing it and always doing something to course correct, to be in that right mindset. And it's something I coach on every day. So when he told me you're not in the mindset of a person who works less, it hurt, you guys. It hurt to hear that, but he was absolutely right. And so when I went on that time for the beach, when I went away for those 4 days, I really spent time thinking, well, if I was in the mindset of a person who worked less, what would that look like? And I got to tell you, it was hard work to really start to think about that, to step outside my comfort zone. My comfort zone is working hard. I've done it my whole life. So of course it feels comfortable. To step outside that comfort zone and not be working so many hours, it was really uncomfortable. And I share this because if you're at a place right now where you're feeling like I need to work fewer hours, I'm feeling overwhelmed, I'm stressed out all the time, I'm stretched too thin, I'm really feeling burnout, maybe I've been feeling burnout, but I don't want to live my life this way. I'm going to tell you right now, it starts with a decision that you've got to make that, hey, I am going to change this. And you're going to have to be willing to be uncomfortable to go through the change. Because while I'm moving my schedule around and we're consolidating meetings and I'm saying no to some things and we're streamlining our business model and we're doing all these things so that I can work fewer hours, hiring more people, right? Delegating, all of these things that were required, it was really uncomfortable because I had to change how I think. I had to change how I act. I had to change who I am and have always been. And it's really uncomfortable. But I committed to that change and I really committed to it 100%. And I didn't want to be in a state of burnout and feeling like that. I want to be in a state of joy every day. When I show up at my office, I show up to serve my clients, I show up to do this work that I do. And so joy was more important than the discomfort of those changes that I had to make. But I want you to know it's going to get a little worse and then it's going to get better. And the worst part mostly is moving past our own fears, moving outside of our comfort zone and creating the new comfort zone where we think and we act differently. And it's not going to be perfect. You just do the best you can. And so I just wanted to share this with you because there was such a big response to the email when I wrote and said, I was going through some burnout. And thank you to all of you who responded to that email. I really appreciate the support. And I think that sometimes we feel like we're going through it and we're all on our own. We can't talk about it, that we're going to somehow be viewed as we're weak or, we're weak. And people will think bad of us if we say, oh, I'm going through this period of burnout. But I really want to encourage you to honor that. Do something about it. If you can take a few days for yourself, just go away. And that really was very helpful as a first step to just take a few days completely, entirely to myself. Yes, I left my husband. I left my kids. I left my clients. I left our animals. I left my horse. I left everything behind and took 3 or 4 days, I think it was 4, down at the beach, which is a place that I love to be, at the ocean, so that I could sit, be on the beach, be at the water. And I did have to work a little, but when I was done with that, I was done. And the rest of the time was 100% for myself to really just think about what I wanted, how I wanted to move forward. So if you're able to take some time completely to yourself, please, I would encourage you to do so. It's easy to come up with all these reasons and excuses why we can't. And it's a lot of baloney. And so if you catch yourself being in that victim mindset is when we feel powerless, it's outside of control, we're blaming everybody else, like, oh no, I can't take time for myself because my husband or my partner or my kids, because of them, I can't do this for myself. It's bullshit, okay? It's bullshit. And when you find yourself saying these things or blaming it on other people, that is victim mindset. And the sooner that you can recognize that and shift it, the better off you're going to be, because you do have the power. You can make it happen. Think back in your life when maybe there was an emergency or something happened and you had to make something happen, or you went on a vacation and because you really wanted that vacation, you changed your schedule, you moved people around, you said no, right? You've done this and you could do it again. Your own mental health, your own soul, your own sanity is the most important thing. Take some time for yourself. Take it seriously. As part of the burnout, I had to stop my exercise schedule. As you guys may know, last year I did 12 Spartan races and I had a goal this year to do 15. That has gone out the window. And I got to tell you, that one hurt. That one really, really hurt, to back off my exercise schedule, to not do as many Spartans. But with the burnout, the exercise was almost like over exercising, and it was making things even more stressful. And so taking a few months to just, calm down on the exercise. I'm just walking, doing some light yoga, but I'm feeling so much better. And I know that I'm going to be able to step it back up again once this is fully and completely under control. I also did some blood work to test my cortisol levels, my hormone levels, like these things, because that burnout will mess with your physical self. It will mess with these things. And so this was a time that I took for myself, and I'm actually really, really grateful, because it really made me reassess my nutrition, the things that I'm eating, which are all pretty good, but like taking it to a different level, reassessing the exercise. I know that I'll be back there again, but having to lower that bar and slow down a little bit right now is the right thing. It's the hard thing, but it's the right thing to do. Looking at my work schedule, delegating, saying no, all of these things are all actions, because I'm taking this burnout seriously. And I got to tell you, I'm feeling so great, you guys. I'm feeling so, so great. But the reason why I'm feeling so, so great is I didn't put it off. I didn't stay in victim mindset. I took action, and that's what it comes down to. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't pretty. Some of it was hard, but I took action. And I really, really want to encourage you guys to do the same. Be willing to make the change. Get some help to support you through it. I had time with my coaches, time with my nutritionist, right? Time with my husband to just be like, this is how I'm feeling. This is what I'm going through. And it's been fairly short-lived. It's been a few months and I'm feeling really, really great. And I'm going into the future feeling really great and more empowered, more information. And I know it's only going to keep getting better from here. But I just really wanted to share this experience, because if you're struggling with exhaustion and burnout, it's just not worth it. So get some help. Don't be stuck in that victim mindset. You can absolutely change this. Get out of that comfort zone, right? Of just pushing, grinding. Get out of that comfort zone and start to work in a new way. And even just start to ask yourself, what mindset do I need to be in? Do I need to be in the mindset of a person who takes control, who stays in their power? Do I need to be in the mindset of a person who's willing to get uncomfortable? Do I need to be in the mindset of a person who works fewer hours? So whatever that is for you, just, wherever you're at, own wherever you're at on this journey. And if you're feeling really exhausted and like you can't take on anymore, I totally get it. I've totally been there. Get everything off your plate that you absolutely can, do the essentials, and then work on yourself. If you make it a priority, make yourself a priority, you will absolutely get out of this. And, give it however much time it needs. When I first started feeling the burnout, I had somebody say, I saw a video on TikTok that says to heal from burnout takes 3 to 5 years. And immediately my brain was like, there's no way in hell I'm giving this 3 to 5 years. I'm like, it can have 3 to 5 days. That was where I started. Then I'm like, all right, give it 3 to 5 weeks. And now I'm in the 3 to 5 months. And you know what? That's it. That's it. There's no way I'm giving this years of my life, but I will give it a few months. And same thing for you. Just own the pace, own the time that you need, depending on the severity of wherever you might be with burnout or exhaustion. All right, guys, that's my 2 cents for the show today. I hope it resonated with some of you. If you're feeling like this, I promise that you can get out of it. I promise that you can feel better, but it is going to require you taking some steps to make yourself a priority. And you deserve to be a priority. You deserve to feel good. You deserve to show up every day with energy and joy and love and happiness. It's all out there, but you're not going to get it if you're sitting around going, oh, poor me. All right. None of that nonsense. Let that go. You've got this. You can do it. All right. Love you guys. Have a great and amazing, happy, productive day. Bye.
I hope you found today's episode of the Happy Productive Podcast inspiring. Every successful business is formed by a set of small, consistent, and attainable steps. If you want to learn more, come visit us at jenniferdawncoaching.com to take your next step and learn how to meet your business goals. On our website, you're going to find free resources along with links to the life-changing coaching programs that have transformed the lives of so many of our clients, including the Coaching Academy and our Unbreakable retreats. Many of them started their journey by listening to this podcast. That's it. Thank you for listening and stay tuned for our next episode.
This is the She Leads Podcast Network.